film The Social Network, directed by David Fincher, was released in 2010, and in my opinion is a more compelling version of the story told in the novel Accidental Billionaire, written by Ben Mazerik, which was published in 2009. The movie stars Jesse Eisenberg as Mark Zuckerberg, Andrew Garfield as Eduardo Saverin, Justin Timberlake as Sean Parker, and Rooney Mara as Erica Albright. The book Accidental Billionaire and the movie The Social Network both explain how Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook and walks the audience through the personal aspects and the sacrifices made to create one of the most successful platforms in the world. To start off, one of the main reasons I liked the movie over the book was because of the pacing, which never left a dull moment. The pacing is most controlled by the non-diegetic sounds in the background. For example, when Mark is running back home after his failed date with his girlfriend, you can hear fast-paced sounds with slight upbeats. This fast-paced rhythm, almost like a violin with slight upbeats, not only foreshadows that this movie is going to be fast-paced, but also symbolizes that there are going to be many obstacles along the way. Next, when Sean Parker first meets Mark Zuckerberg and Eduardo Saverin to discuss how Facebook is being shared around the country, the music starts speeding up and getting louder to show how Facebook is spreading at remarkable speeds.
For instance, we wanted Baylor in Texas, but Baylor already had a social network on campus, so instead of
Compared to Mezrik's writing, it was a slow read for me because instead of sticking to a short and sweet description of scenes and characters, the book would spend more than one page describing Mark and Eduardo or the fraternity parties that only showed up for a total of 10 minutes of screen time. Next, the book and the movie take different approaches to structure. The novel is structured in chronological order, following the timeline of events in the order in which they occur. This approach makes the novel easy to follow and helps develop deeper characterization early in the story. While this is effective at communicating the story to the reader, the movie took a much more creative approach in its structure that better kept my attention. Events started the court case in present day and bounced back and forth between the past and the present to develop the story of how Facebook came to be. This approach drew me in by challenging me to try to solve the case alongside the lawyers. Lastly, I will talk about the low-key lighting focused on Mark Zuckerberg's character because it was meant to portray his own solidarity and intensity of his work. He's blogging about his ex-girlfriend Erica Albright. There are multiple cinematic devices used here, such as eyeline match when Mark is typing out his judgmental blog, but more importantly, the low-key lighting creates a shadow that completely dilutes the whites of his eyes, giving him an emotionless, robotic look. This is not the only time where the use of low-key lighting makes Mark look like this. Sean gets in trouble and it cuts to Mark again with the low-key lighting that highlights his eye bags and facial expressions, showing how annoyed he is and that he is going to continue his career by himself. The Social Network and Accidental Billionaire were a great pair. I read the book first, then watched the movie, and found that they not only mutually expanded on each other, but they told the story in a way that allowed the audience to really experience the challenges and excitement of starting one of the world's biggest companies. Due to its use of pacing, structure, and lighting, I found that the movie was much more superior. However, I enjoy the pair and think they are a definite keep, because they both provide interesting perspectives on the actual foundings of Facebook and still leave room for the audience to speculate who truly deserves the most credit for the founding of Facebook.